Hey guys, welcome to this new movie, paragraph 3.2 temperature. It is all about how to measure a temperature with a thermometer, and we're first going to start with a liquid thermometer. Um, what it looks like, you already know, I guess, and if you don't know, you can see it right in front of you. What the parts are is something you simply need to learn. It's in your book as well, but you just need to know it by heart, and also uh, how to calibrate a thermometer. So first of all, the thermometer. What is it? It's a thin tube with a reservoir, and it has a scale on it. And what are the parts? This is where there's lots of extra liquids called a reservoir. Um, and a reservoir is basically where you keep stuff. The thin tube is not called thin tube, it is called that could be called, but I want you to know that it is also called a capillary tube. In a capillary tube, that was the cat, bad cat kitty. Um, And a capillary tube is basically something you have with trees as well and stuff. But a capillary tube or a capillary is simply a thin tube. And then we have a scale over here, and that is called a graduated scale. And just lines to properly annotate the thermometer. So this is a reservoir, this is a capillary tube, and this is over there, the scale is a graduated scale. How does it work, a liquid thermometer? Of course, there's a liquid inside. In the old days, it used to be mercury, but it's pretty bad for your health. So if you break a thermometer, which happens because they are glass, then we have mercury and it slowly evaporates, and then yeah, basically you'll have some poisoning. It's dangerous. And the problem with mercury is that it has that big cohesion, that it will become small spheres that will end up everywhere in the classroom. That's one of the reasons why very old chemistry classrooms can be pretty dangerous, because there is a slight odor or mercury over there. Well, you can't really smell it, but it's not good. Okay, how does it work? Well, inside there is a liquid, most often dyed alcohol, so you can actually see it. And that liquid, when it becomes hot, it expands. You can think of it like all materials expand when they become hot. You could see that in the last week, if you take a look at the fat applets, states of matter. But for instance, if you take a look at different things around you, bridges, they tend to get stuck if it gets really hot, and so on and so on. So the liquid expands from the reservoir and has nowhere else to go to than the capillary tube. The more it expands, the higher it gets, and the hotter it is, the more it expands. So the liquid is driven upwards, and you can simply read it off. If you compare it with the graduated scale. So right now I would say it's around 23 degrees centigrade over here. And these thermometers, they well, sometimes you need to check or add that graduated scale. That's called calibrating. So just going to get the definition over here. I spelled a typo. Correct that. So to calibrate is to check or apply a scale on a measuring device or apparatus. So if you add a scale on something, on a measuring apparatus, or check if it's correct, then you're calibrating. How do we calibrate a liquid thermometer? Well, we start with making two lines. The first line is where the liquid thermometer would be if it is in a mixture of ice and water. Melting ice, and as you know, melting ice is always at 0 degrees Celsius. That is by definition. Mr. Celsius, who created this scale, he said, I'm going to put it at 0 where ice melts. Okay? He thought it up. It's his right to decide, and the rest of the world follow him. Well, unless you're in the States and you're into Fahrenheit. Um, and unless you're a scientist, but then you're going to do Kelvin, and Kelvin is derived from Celsius. So he's still pretty important for science, Mr. Celsius. And he is important for the rest of the world that doesn't use Fahrenheit and Kelvin, and even scientists use Celsius in their daily life. So, hey, there you go. Everybody should know this. Um, and then we're also going to boil the water. So we have a mixture of steam and water, so it's boiling. And then Mr. Celsius said it is going to be 100 Celsius. So there we are. We have two marks, one at 100 and one at 0. And then you don't have a nice scale yet. You should get a ruler, and then you can measure how. No, I'm not going to get this ruler. I like the geo a bit more. And then we simply can grab it around, and we can measure what the distance is from the first mark to the second mark. And right now that's 6 centimeters. And then you know, if we divide that into even spaces and we want to have marks of 10, 20, 30 and so on, so at each decimal mark, then we should end up with putting marks around 0.6 and so on, and on 1.2, and you know this is 10, this is 20, and you can continue onwards. And then you have made a graduated scale for your thermometer, and then you have you have calibrated a thermometer. For the assignment, what I want you to do, I want you to simply grab a piece of paper and make a rectangle of 14 centimeters. So this, and it should be 2 centimeters wide and 14 centimeters tall. This is going to be your strip, the strip that is next to a thermometer to calibrate it. And then we're going to have a first mark. The first mark is over here at 2 centimeters from the bottom, and the second mark during the calibration is going to be at 2 centimeters from the top. And I want you to finish this strip to end up with a graduated scale from -10 to 110 degrees Celsius. Hey, good luck. See you around in class. Bye.